Hi. So this is our module 6, which is about writing skills. Now, writing skills are equally important as speaking skills. There will be times when a verbal communication will not be possible, and you will have to write or you have to type in order to convey what you want to. And that is exactly where your writing skills comes into picture. Now let's look at how to write clear sentences and paragraphs. As mentioned before, a sentence has a structure, which is subject, verb, and object. And we will try to stick to this as much as possible. Imagine you're writing a paragraph about something. Try to keep your sentences as short as possible. If you're just starting off, I'm not talking about if you're a seasoned writer. If you're just learning the language and you're just starting off and you have a lot of ideas, try to keep your sentences short and make sure to stick to the formula, which is subject, verb, and object. Now let us quickly have a look at this little paragraph. The morning sun rose slowly. Its warm rays touched the trees. Birds began to sing. A gentle breeze blew. Dewdrops sparkled on the grass. The world woke up peacefully. A small rabbit hopped through the garden. It nibbled on a leaf. Flowers opened their petals. They showed bright colors. The air smelled fresh and clean. It was a calm start to the day. Everyone felt refreshed. This quiet time was beautiful. Now, if you see, this paragraph is made up of really short sentences, so short and simple sentences. Kindly note that each of these lines has a subject, a verb, and an object, like the morning sun rose slowly, the warm rays touched, birds began to sing, a gentle breeze blew. Although a paragraph like this might not look very advanced, but if you're just starting off, it is better to write simple than to write incorrectly. So this is how you should be writing if you're just starting off. This little paragraph here is about different things that you see in a day or in a particular moment. But what about the time when you have to write a paragraph on a very particular topic or a very particular sentence? For example, if your topic sentence is dogs make great pets, what to do then? So there is a framework that can be adopted. So whenever you have a topic sentence like this, try to come up with evidences or supporting details or supporting sentences. We can say things like they are loyal, they are friendly, they have a great memory, they're always by their owners, so on and so forth. And finally, closing sentence. Closing sentence would be to summarize the main idea, to give a conclusion to the main idea. I would like to bring to your notice, this is not the only way in which you can build a paragraph. There are multiple ways in which you build a paragraph, but for your ease, as you are just starting out, this is a good way to go about this. Also remember, this technique can be used for essays and compositions as well, where it is composed of multiple paragraphs. Now, each paragraph should have one dominant idea or one dominant topic sentence. Now, kindly note, each of these paragraphs will have one dominant idea, which you will further substantiate with or provide evidence to support that topic sentence, like you are doing in this paragraph. Let's quickly have a look at this. The topic sentence here is joys of reading. So whatever you are going to say next should give evidence that why reading is joyous. Reading offers endless benefits for everyone. It expands our knowledge by introducing you to new ideas and facts. For instance, you can learn about history, explore different cultures, or discover scientific breakthroughs just by turning pages. This is nothing but an evidence that why reading could be joyous. Reading also improves your vocabulary and enhances your writing skills as you encounter diverse sentence structures and word choices. Furthermore, it's a fantastic way to relax and escape daily stresses, allowing your mind to wander into imaginative. As you can see in this paragraph, the joys of reading, only one idea has been explored, and every line in this paragraph just supports the main topic sentence. Last but not the least, tip for writing clear paragraphs would be effective transitions. That is moving from one sentence to the other effortlessly. A very common mistake that most of the time I see my students committing is over usage of the word then. Then this happened, then this happened, then. That not only sounds redundant, but also does not add a good impression to your writing. So these are a few popular transition words that you should be using in your write-up as well as in your daily conversation. Now let us have a look at a few popular transition words and see how they can be used in a paragraph. The morning began with a gentle sunrise. First, we packed a light picnic basket. Next, we drove to the local park. The weather was perfect. Additionally, the birds were singing. However, finding a parking spot was a bit difficult. Once we settled in, we spread our blanket. Then we enjoyed our sandwiches. Later, the children played on the swings. Meanwhile, the dogs chased a ball. Finally, as the sun began to set, we packed our things feeling refreshed and happy. So when we use transition words like this, there's a smooth transition from one sentence to the other, which adds a lot of clarity to both our verbal as well as written communication. Summarizing is another component of writing skills. Has it ever happened to you that you have struggled to extract important information from a dense report or to find out the main points of an essay or a composition? Summarizing is not only about making things shorter, but also making them smarter and more effective. So here are some tips on how to summarize in a better and more effective way. Firstly, try to identify the main points mentioned in the text. Try to include all the points in your summary. Just to shorten it up, if you decide to cut down on points, then your summary is going to end up wrong. So make sure that you include all the points mentioned in your original or main text. Additionally, make sure that you stick to the tone and mood of the text in hand. Kindly avoid using your opinions or judgments. Stick to the points mentioned in the original. Now, if you look at this little paragraph over here, you will be able to see that the summary contains all the main points that are mentioned in this paragraph. The Amazon rainforest, a vast and complex ecosystem, plays a critical role in regulating global climate patterns. Its dense canopy and rich biodiversity support millions of species, many of which are still undiscovered. This enormous forest also acts as a significant carbon sink, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which helps to mitigate the effects of climate change. However, deforestation, primarily driven by agricultural expansion and logging, poses a severe threat to its continued existence. This destruction not only leads to habitat loss for countless animals, but also releases stored carbon back into the atmosphere. This destruction not only leads to habitat loss for countless animals, but also releases stored carbon back into the atmosphere, exacerbating environmental challenges worldwide. Protecting the Amazon is therefore essential for both local ecosystems and global ecological balance. Now, if you look at the summary here, you will see it is literally 1/3 of the original text. The Amazon rainforest is crucial for global climate, housing diverse species and absorbing carbon. However, deforestation from farming and logging threatens it, causing habitat loss and releasing carbon. Protecting the Amazon is vital for local and global ecology. You can clearly see only the main ideas have been picked, like Amazon rainforest, global climate, diverse species, absorbing carbon, deforestation, threatens it, habitat loss, releasing carbon, etc. No judgments or opinions of the writer has been expressed. Tone and mood of the original text is kept intact. A good summary will help you document and retain things better, which you can use both in your professional as well as personal fronts.